He sat at my dining table like he still had the right. My father. Gray hair, expensive watch, eyes darting between me and the house around us. My stepmother at his side, lips pressed tight. My half-sister scrolling her phone like she already owned the place. Then he said it. "We need the house. Your sister's getting married. It's only fair." Fair. That word was a blade. I leaned back, folded my hands, and smiled. "Not a single inch," I said. And then I watched them unravel. Hashtag. Backstory. I used to worship him, my father. He was the measure I held myself against. Tall, commanding, the kind of man everyone respected. I wanted nothing more than to earn his approval. Then she arrived. The woman he married after my mother died. Sweet on the surface, rotten underneath. She whispered lies with that syrupy voice, staged little scenes that made me look guilty, reckless, ungrateful. I was 15 when she told him I'd stolen from her purse. 15 when he threw my bag onto the porch and told me I wasn't his problem anymore. I begged him to believe me. His eyes stayed cold. He shut the door. That night, standing in the rain with nowhere to go, I understood what I meant to him. Disposable. Hashtag. The discovery. I built my life with silence and steel. Worked jobs nobody wanted. Saved every penny. Studied at night, built contacts, learned how the game was played. Years later, while they lived in comfort off his salary, I bought my first property. Small, but mine. Then another, until this house, the one they now wanted. The irony was rich. The man who abandoned me was now back, asking me to surrender the only thing I earned with blood and grit, for the daughter he chose over me. And that's when I realized he hadn't changed. He still believed I was weak, someone to discard, someone to take from. He didn't know the person he'd made out of the ashes. Hashtag. I could have thrown him out right then. But revenge isn't in the shouting. Revenge lives in precision. I dug. My father's retirement fund? Dwindling. The business he relied on? About to fold. My stepmother's spending habits? Ruthless. They weren't coming for my house because they wanted it. They were coming because they needed it. And my sister? She wasn't innocent. She was the one sending me smug little messages about how family should help family. The same family that left me on the street. They all thought I was still that 15-year-old with no power. They had no idea. Execution. First, I secured every document. Title deed locked. Mortgage cleared. The house wasn't just mine, it was untouchable. Then I reached out to the lawyer who handled my father's old estate. Quietly, efficiently. I learned that the stepmother had been siphoning money for years, hiding it in accounts my father couldn't touch. I let him discover that truth on his own. Next, I invited them here, made them feel comfortable, let them walk through the halls, commenting on curtains, flooring, furniture, as if already planning where they'd place things. I served coffee. I listened. I smiled. And when my father finally asked for the house, when he dressed it in the language of family duty, I was ready. Climax. I leaned forward, my voice calm. "Do you remember the night you threw me out?" He flinched. My stepmother's hand froze halfway to her cup. My sister glanced up from her phone. "You told me I wasn't your problem," I continued. "Do you remember why?" Silence. "Because she said I stole from her," I nodded at the stepmother. "And you believed her? No questions, no chance to defend myself. 15 years old, and you left me on the street." My father's jaw tightened. My stepmother tried to speak, but I cut her off with a look. "You want this house?" I said, voice low, steady. "Not a single inch. Not a single brick. Not after what you did." My sister scoffed. You can't be serious. We're family. I smiled at her. No, your family. I was the sacrifice. And now I'm the one who owns everything you thought would always be yours. I slid the folder across the table. The deed, proof of ownership, proof their request was dead before it left his mouth. My father's hands shook as he opened it. His face paled when he realized. This wasn't negotiable. This wasn't a debate. The house was fortress. Mine, forever out of their reach. Resolution. They left in silence. My stepmother first, eyes darting like a cornered animal. My sister muttering curses. My father last, pausing at the door like he might turn back, say something. He didn't. When the door closed, I sat alone in the quiet and let the moment wash over me. For years, I carried the weight of his rejection, the scar of that night. But tonight, I laid it down. He thought he could come back and take what I built. He thought I was still powerless. He forgot one thing. I survived without him. And now, he can't survive without me. Not a single inch.